Yabba dabba doo in it up. I'm sorry to inform y'all, but Zach Wilson got that dog in him.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But this is back when YouTube was hella open. So, you know what I'm saying? You would get
the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been.
What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitzed Podcast. This is the Kickback. This is motherfucking Monday. And before we introduce our host for this episode, please go down, like this episode, subscribe to the channel, and anywhere you find your podcast.
You a bitch ass nigga.
But let's jump into it because it's an early morning. Some motherfuckers got to get to work. But this is Paul. Picking with him, Contra. I don't got nothing to drink. It's too early, but I got a nice little weed pen.
Ooh. Hey, y'all, it's your boy Kev, Water Blessed Boy, the Haitian sensation, the nigga that could turn you to a patient, but motherfucking vibing on this bitch is Monday. You know how we coming. So what's cracking, man? Who we with, man?
Man, it's lit, man. I ain't got no food in my system, so I'm sipping on that water.
My boy intimate fasting.
Oh shit. If we talking water, because I didn't even have this question down. I just thought about it at the store yesterday. But like Dasani, Aquafina, Zephyr Hills, which one you marry, fucking kill? Like which one's staying, which one you can sip on, and which one get that fucking water out of here.
I mean, so look, so like you gotta marry not
okay.
You gotta marry not Charlie Weird. You gotta marry
I'm weird.
What's the shit? The one that wasn't Aquafina.
Aquafina, Zephyr Hills,
Zephyr Hills.
Dasani.
I'm about to say Zephyr.
That's around the corner. You feel me? That's up the street. I mean, people. You feel me? But anybody that drinks Dasani and motherfucking Aquafina can't be trusted. I feel like there should be a special place, a special box for y'all niggas. We need to put y'all in there.
Charles, which one you rocking with? What's your go-to water? And what's the backup? And what's the worst?
Yeah, I guess I'm strange, man, because I grew up drinking Aquafina.
I knew I seen you on Stranger Things. I thought I was tripping.
You know what I'm saying? I married that motherfucker, but I'm definitely killing Dasani. Ain't no question about it. That's homicide on camera, and I'll admit to it in court.
Damn, 4K.
Yeah, 4K. Yeah, it was me and my brother in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
bro, when the hurricanes come through, like niggas will destroy the water section. You know what I mean? Tear that shit up.
Yeah,
they know it's gonna get. You gonna need that them water, but only Paul and the Dasani motherfuckers is the only niggas that's still there. Dasani and Aquafina. Like I'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
See y'all don't even know all that water is mine. I low key bought it. I see that there's little forts in the CVS.
You just hold it down for me.
I never understood the water game, but I just feel like it's probably the best business to be in. Because like I remember 50 Cent said, yo, bro, I want to sell water. Like everybody got to drink water. And then when I did some research onto that shit, bro said that he got the idea, right? Because he seen a gallon of water for 69 cents. Walked down the aisle, seen another gallon of water for $2. And he was like, how can you do this? Like, how is it possible for water? We're both gonna drink these things, but for some reason, this is 69 cents. This is a gallon, and this is a bottle for $2.
Probably also just like people that believe in that brand. You know, like some people really are brainwashed by brand. Like look at our Apple iPhones and my Mac and my AirPods, and it's all Apple. Android is not allowed in this house, even though I know it's a better actual, like technology wise, it's better technology and it's cheaper, but I ain't using it.
Oh, it in there.
Yeah,
I do every episode from my iPad.
They ain't got Apple Music, so pretty tough.
That's true. That was one big drawback.
It's funny how big a drawback that is for us, because like we're iPhone users, like probably 10 plus years. So motherfucking just not having blue messages is weird. Like I remember somebody handed me, I think it was my mom, she handed me her phone to go put somebody's phone number in there. And that shit felt like a calculator. Kid, I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, Mom, please don't ever hand me your phone again.
That's one of the weirdest feelings is picking up a phone that's either way bigger or way smaller.
Nah, for real. And like it's getting to the point. I remember when I got the X and like I didn't have a home button. So I'm just sitting here like I remember it was weird for me to even see other people with home buttons on their phones. And like like it's just I couldn't even imagine jumping to the Androids and shit. Somebody told me like the Galaxies are like on S like they're 29, damn near 30 now. Like I remember having the S6 thinking I was that nigga. And then I made the switch. No, I'm capping the S4 and then I made the switch.
I remember when I made the switch, I was the one thing I was just like, bro, I got like 1,000+ songs on this motherfucker that ain't going to Apple. like this, like Spinnerilla, like that. Like I had a Spinnerilla account, and I was like, all right, that's the only way I'm transferring my music is that when I re-download Spinnerilla and log in.
Genius, genius.
Yeah.
Nah, man. But what you get into this weekend, y'all boys? It's motherfucking Monday. Niggas got shit to do. So what did y'all do this weekend?
Yeah, my birthday was Friday, so we popped out to a few bars. Shout out Gabe, Kyle, and boy Slid.
Happy
birthday.
belated.
We was like I was already fucked up if I walked in. Like I already had, then I was mixing things. That was the issue because we started with rum. Rum was done, and then also so I got gifted Japanese whiskey, and the Japanese whiskey was like 43%.
Just be so smooth.
That blow your, boy, that shit really gets you though. And then I had like a beer on the way over to the bar because I was just like, damn, I cannot not drink for an hour. It's my birthday. And then I wasn't driving, of course, in the passenger seat. And then all of a sudden, like, smoke a few things down, get to the bars. First bar, bro, they gave me a beer. I felt like I was a Viking. That shit was like fucking. Finished that, bro. Then them boys, Gabe showed up and was like, "You ever have a lemon drop?" I was like, "What's that?" And he was like, "Oh, lemon drops." And then them boys. Lemon drops probably the smoothest shot I've ever had. I thought I was drinking lemonade. It was so good.
Wow.
But other than that, then I spent my time recovering. And then in the past day and today on top, it's helping my sister move.
That's interesting. I would trust if there's somebody I would trust the shot from is that nigga Gabe. I feel like that's one person that won't get you fucked up. Like if there's anybody in the world that won't get you fucked up is that nigga Gabe. But that sounds nice, man. Happy belated birthday again, man. Motherfucker, niggas couldn't be out there because my eyeglass is COVID in COVID protocols at the moment.
Oh no.
What's up with you, Slick?
Ain't a thing. It's last weekend. I just worked, boy. Especially yesterday, man. I was just in the sun. I ain't gonna lie, I gotta change my life around. But that's
what happened yesterday? Because you came in like, bro, like I just want y'all to know that I love it.
No, because I've been watching stories, man, and I seen your birthday pass, and I was like, bro, I'm just at work. Then the next day, you know what I'm saying? Then the next day, I'm just looking through stories again, and I'm seeing old memories, and I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers be linking up more than I think they do. And I'm like, damn, I'm at work. I'm outside.
Okay.
I just wanted because I don't be talking neither, so I'll be like, I just gotta let y'all know, like this sucks, but I love y'all boys.
Charles, the Bruce Arians of the group, because he says that like when he retired his first time, Bruce Arians was just like his wife told him that his son turned 40, and he was just like 40. Where have the years gone?
Yep.
And that's you, bro. Like your son, that's exactly right. You're gonna be sitting there like, what happened?
Hey, okay, I actually like to hear that, man. Let's talk some real shit for a second, man. Let's talk 9 to 5, right? Because I actually had a conversation with somebody, right? I didn't notice this until somebody really sat down and so I was talking to somebody, and I was somebody that did it, and they was talking about quitting their 9 to 5, and I was like, I think about it. I did used to work like 2 jobs, and I was like, I haven't done that shit in so long, and I'm just sitting there thinking like, and I'm blessed because like I take advantage of the opportunities that I have. I wouldn't make it seem like I'm balling or nothing, but like. The lights is on, the Wi-Fi is paid, and the shelter is still there. And the rent gets paid on time most of the time. You feel me? So how did you feel, Paul, like quitting your 9 to 5, is quitting your job and just kind of taking back your time?
I've been blessed to be in the situation I am to be able to do that. But I will say that I would never shit on someone who has one just because like shit like sometimes you just need money. Like working 2 to working 3, but they're not paying enough out here to begin with. Some people you have to work 2, especially out here in Florida. Shit is getting ridiculous, like the pricing. But it is, I would say, if you ever get the opportunity to, like, do not hesitate, like pull the trigger, because it is nice to be able to wake up like and do what we're doing right here, right now. And if fucking someone needs help, like my sister, fucking I can up and go help them. Like Gia's not having a good time, wanted to go home. Just go home. Want to go to the park? Let's go to the park. Like that's like the freedom, I would say. Even if I make a little bit less money than I could have working a 9 to 5 on top, it's like the freedom. You can't pay for that.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. It's all about the freedom financially, physically, and spiritually. And I respect everybody that gets up and grinds every day because my mom still does. That was the lifestyle and mindset I do. My uncle still gets up at 4 a.m. and he goes and drives the motherfucking buses all motherfucking day and gets back at motherfucking 8 p.m. And
how about you, Charles? How do you like 9 to 5 or 9 to 9?
Man, you know, right. Yeah. 12, yeah, you know. Yeah, you do what you need to. Like you said, I don't judge people who, you know, get their hustle out. Yeah, I be working crazy hours, but I see dudes that like to work these crazy hours. You know what I'm saying? I be talking to like, especially I didn't know like, well, I did know, but like meeting guys from out of country, like, oh, like all these boys ready to do is work. And he's like, I talked to guys like, yeah, man, I got 3 doubles and I got a triple this week. I'm like, bro, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you want to talk about this? Because you might fall out and there ain't no fixing that. You know what I'm saying? So,
wink twice if you're okay.
Right. That boy, he ain't winking.
No, but them motherfuckers also be the happiest come payday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is what hard work really is. This is how hard work pays off. I'm like, bro, you're gonna die at 48. Like, damn, but all right.
They'll come into work
how you
with
live.
like
I
a
don't
fresh pair of
nobody.
sunglasses, a nice button up, so you can see what their money went to before they change.
Better say I put all my money in this watch. You know what I'm saying?
I respect it. I
respect the hustle.
I kind of love it here. At the same time, I understand it, right? Because like niggas was right there in the mud with it, 18 or 22, like working my ass off. I turned 21 at work. Like I turned 21 at work, and like I had to keep asking niggas like, "Hey, yo, is it straight if I walk off real quick?" They'd be like, "Yeah, what you need?" I just gotta pick up this phone call. It's only gonna be a quick second, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, for sure." He goes, and then next thing I walk off, and the first thing you hear is, "Happy birthday!" Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. I gotta get back to work though. And niggas like, "Bro, it's your birthday today?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So motherfucking,
what that mean?
That's real life, but like I look at it like coming from an immigrant background, I understand that like these people came here to work. Like these people came here to work. But like I also understand working with other immigrants and stuff like that. Cause motherfucking they taught me that like, oh, they're not just working to work though. They're working with a plan and they have something behind it. They're saving back. They're building houses where they're from. They're doing this, they're doing that. So they're working with a plan. They're not just working to just work their ass off and shit like that. Cause they understand that this is the American dream and their country is like limited. So I always look at work like, it's nice to work. It's actually good to work hard because that's how you get the best, most satisfaction out of your money. But I always think it's good to have a plan to be like, okay, I shouldn't be working this hard forever. Like it should slowly go down. And like 401ks are cool. You got retirement plans, whatever your plan is, just have a plan because like them grandkids gonna come and you have to sit down and like vibe with them boys.
Right, tell them boys to get a job. They ain't put no hours in for that 401. Nah. But I will say
you gotta earn this.
One of the most slept on about like people forget about or at least take grant for work is like work friends. Like people that you really like, you go to a new job, you might have like 2, 3, 4, 5 new people in your life that you're talking to every single day. And then like once you start working, 95% of them motherfuckers you never talking to again, even though you was really like vibing that motherfucker with it. Like you had you're usually your number one dog. Like you have your few friends, but then you have your number one friend that like y'all them little jokes in between y'all and shit like that. And like people, that shit is something I'd be like, damn, bro, like I don't talk to any. I'd be sometimes seeing old work group chats. And I'm like, damn, what about you like?
But nah, man, it's beautiful, man. I just think the internet's come a long way, and that's actually a good segue for my next topic. But I think the internet's come a long way, so there's so much stuff to do on the internet. It's crazy.
Shit, wait, I could watch murder videos on the internet if I wanted to right now. Like, anything is at my fingertips, which is kind of crazy to even like really sit down and think about. Like, everything is at your fingertips.
Everything. So I was actually talking to somebody about Google, right? And then they because they was telling me, you know how you like they ask you, would you like to read the terms and understand the shits and stuff like that? So I know somebody that actually reads those every time it pops up. And I was like, you must not have much to do in life. But or maybe you have too much to do in life, because I would never. But he says that Google pretty much is the way to organize the world's information and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. I understand it. And like Google's so good to the point, and then the way that it collects information, like even when we're like, it's probably listening right now, like even when we're not doing stuff, is like so good. Because like, when's the last time you had to like, because remember back we used to scroll down on Google and you would go to the next one and the next next like you used to go like to the 5th page. When's the last time you scrolled more than 5 for Google? Like, that's not a big thing. Everything's first page. Like, I can't remember going to like the 3rd or 4th page.
Yeah, no, it's become this just as time goes on. It's just more info. You know, that's just what it is. So I hope so. Eventually, I'm gonna click.
And they got like algorithms because they can tell what people click on and like how long they stay on websites. So like if 10 million people click on this site a day and they all stay on it, it's usually a reliable website. So like that goes near the top. And then plus people pay for their website to be closer. Like Amazon will always pay for their shit to be one of the first links, even if it's something you don't need.
So it's dangerous. But what do you think is like the biggest upside? Because we grew up knowing that like the internet wasn't there forever. Because I be talking to niggas and they was like, yeah, 1995. Like I remember that was the first time UF had to put shit online, and everybody and the world was just different. They said niggas used to just be in the auditorium just picking their classes on some old nigga shit, or like before spreadsheets is motherfucking this. But what do you think the internet's gonna do like furthermore? Because I feel like we're really gonna end out like seeing the beginning of the Jetsons. Like when it comes to like 2060 and 2000,
you about to be born this year.
Like I really see like the Jetsons, where there's like the beginning of how the Jetsons got. We're gonna see that.
So we're gonna fuck around and make AI too powerful, and the AI is gonna be living like the Jetsons in the sky, and all of us are gonna be down here in the Flintstone world, yabba dabba doo, it up.
But no, that's also like Joe Rogan shit right there. But here's my thing: I wanted to bring up the internet because I feel like the one thing the internet changed forever is sex. Like the way that
it's right there.
The way that
I see all the time. Like you brought it up, but it's funny because I saw that topic like 3 times on Twitter yesterday about like the psychological effects of like porn, and like there's like everything in internet sex is just like it's destroying the youth.
It is.
I don't know if it's destroying the youth, but it's definitely making
breaking them down.
Like motherfucking the shit's crazy because you can go look the shit up no problem and everything like that. But it's just how like norm like everything is. Like the fact that like this like the OnlyFans blowing up during COVID and everything like that. And I'm just sitting there just looking like this is crazy. Like the shit bitches post on Instagram now. Like you just have to spit game for that. Like you have to be like, hey, you know the finest girl in class. Like, let me see. Like now you can just go to the gram and check. Like this shit is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a finish off. I was gonna say there's a book. I don't know who wrote it, but the name has always stuck with me because like it's one of those rhyming names. It's called The Demise of Guys. And it's a psychologist. Like I remember my teacher. I can't remember. It's a very famous psychologist, and he was the guy who did the Stanford experiment also. But this guy's basically it's a book about how like when the internet came out, because he's been around since like the 50s or whatever. But when the internet came out, it was like introduction of like it was a little bit before that actually. It was starting with like the porn mags. Then he segued into internet porn. And then he talked about video games and how much better they've gotten. And like guys, like, because they release like dopamine and stuff while you play video games. Like you get addicted. It's like you actually play the games like that. And they were just saying like the idea of like a man from like the 60s and 70s, like versus like where guys are headed to. It was like the demise of guys, and it's because of like we used to work so hard for like certain things, whereas now because of the internet and video game, like we got it, like we're content, we're happy, shit like that. Like, and I was like, I haven't read that book, but there's a book concept that like kind of I think ties in kind of good with like what you're asking.
Yeah, I think that's real. Like I genuinely think that's real. What about you, Slick? Let me hear you lay out on top.
Think of them nerdy anime niggas. They ain't never gonna see anything in real life, but they are content with their fucking all this shit they got, bro.
Man, I grew up just like y'all on the internet. You know what I'm saying? I was on YouTube in 06 when that shit was like first dropping, and and you know what I'm saying? Right, you know what I'm saying? But this is back when YouTube was hella open. So you know what I'm saying? You would get on them, you know what I'm saying? You get on them videos, you look at that recommended, you go down the recommended, and it's, you know, some music videos, and then you could keep going, and before you know it, it's something in Arabic with a black screen. I'm like, what's that? You know what I'm saying? And then you open that up, and some motherfucker in the room with no lights, and there's 3 niggas in there with bags on their head and blades. Somebody getting chopped up, and you watching all of that. So with that being said, and that was like, you know, 15, 16 years ago to where we are now. If I'm the way I am from that, and I went outside, I played outside, you know what I'm saying? I was forced to read books, but I had the video games, but I was an outside kid. So now with all this easy access, these little motherfuckers are gonna be weird.
They got the Fortnite going crazy.
Apex, all of that.
And some don't even watch the game or play the game. They just watch streamers. Like they'll go. I used to enjoy Chris Move's video whenever when I was told to turn off my Xbox. Like, hey, bedtime. Like lay down. Like or hey, get off the game. Oh shit! All right, I'm gonna go YouTube.com watch some Chris Move. But like spending 8 hours a day watching PewDiePie or shit. I can't think of another name off my head, but I know his name.
Yeah, and that's like more our generation. So yeah, it's different. It really is, man. So we gonna see.
Y'all heard of that streamer Speed? He's the one that he's that
that little motherfucker crazy.
Bro, he set off a big ass firework in his right behind him in his while he living at his mama's house.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, the whole like imagine Wild Thornberry's little kid, just like 17 years old, and he's making millions of dollars right now, and he's just keep going crazier.
Mm-hmm. It's because they that's why people are watching, because he's nuts. He's unpredictable, bro.
And those Twitch streams were like 6 hours long. It's like, who the fuck is watching you for 6 hours?
Somebody is.
The motherfuckers, and they jumping in and out. They go into somebody else and coming back. Like, oh yeah, my dog's still streaming.
Yeah.
But nah, man, I think it's cool. I think there's positive and negative. I just think there's a lot of money out there on that shit. So like, I'd be happy for them niggas, but like, it's the bitches for me, dog. It's like, cause I be seeing, right? So I be on peeping games. So like, I started college in 2016. So like, it's 2022 now, and I'm kind of in the same place. But I see the difference. Like, I see the fucking difference. Like, so first off, like, the rundowns are different. Like, people look at you, because like, there's so much pussy and dick online. There's just so much of that. Like, you can literally go on Instagram, you download Tinder, you can do this, you can do that. So there's so much just like swiping that like, interactions are just so different. Like people be looking at you like you're motherfucking because it's funny because like since I'm at school so much because niggas want me to be involved in so much bullshit, I pass by people all the time and I don't say nothing. I keep it moving, even though it's kind of part of my job to sit down. Every time I see somebody, I gotta smile. How you doing? Blah blah blah. So like motherfucking. But when I'm in the room, when I'm in a different room with these people, I see these people talk and I see these people looking at you like they're kind of timid a little bit, like. These niggas are like, I really hope this person doesn't talk to me. Like, I don't have the social skills to keep up with this. But motherfucking, you be in a room doing some internet shit. Niggas, those same people will see you and they'll be like, that's when those interactions happen and shit like that. Niggas have to get comfortable and stuff like that. So I'm starting to think this shit's gonna turn into like some real deal, just like isolation in a sense. Like niggas keep kind of like are all in there. Like everybody has their own like world that kind of in a sense. And it's just like, that's interesting. I want to see how that turns out. But like, I'm gonna be too old for that shit. I'm gonna be bothered.
It all started when people, instead of wanting you to call them, wanting you to text them. That's what started that. Don't want, because nowadays people can't even talk on the phone with somebody for 5 minutes without like.
No.
I know people that do not answer phone calls, like at all, completely. Like this is not their thing. Like, and like sometimes it's just weird. Like some people real legit like anxiety. Like if someone I just can't talk on the phone gives me anxiety. Like I just can't do it.
No,
I'm like, that's weird. Like not weird. I don't want to say that, but it's just that's to me is just like that's a need.
What I grew up knowing.
Social skill. Almost at any job you go to, you might be put on the phone or not put on the phone, but you might have to answer a phone real quick. You might need to answer your phone real quick. You might have to call 911 one day. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. But, hey, man, you know that was the Joe Rogan type segment of the episode, man. We don't got enough time for me to go on an OnlyFans rant, but that's just gonna be funny when I do. Because I agree and disagree with this shit. But motherfucking Paul, hit us with some like funny shit. What you got going on, man?
I'm sorry to inform y'all, but Zach Wilson got that dog in him.
He got the Jets.
I like him. I do.
Got that dog in him, bro. You got that. You want to know that little BYU Mormon QB, bro? You want to know. But so his ex-girlfriend is now dating former BYU like co-star with Zach Wilson and his best friend at the time. Don't know the dude's name. Oh, Mintel or something. He's in NFL also. And now she's dating him. And people were like, homie hopper. People were coming at her. And then she came back and was just like, you can't call me a homie hopper. He cheated on me with his mom's best friend. And then that boy Zach Wilson got that dog in him, bro.
Oh, that boy dangerous.
And he already moved on, got a new girl and everything. But man, like as being a Jets quarterback, that was the last thing I wish I would have read about him, bro. I was like, fuck Zach Wilson, bro. You
got that dog in him.
You got that dog in you, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, that's actually funny. That's actually pretty funny. And I think cheating is another thing that's been changing over time because of how like common sex is and shit like that. Like I be looking at these Fresh and Fit podcasts and these crazy shits. Niggas be looking at bitches dead in the face, be sitting there like, it's different from when men cheat, because when men cheat, we're just trying to get something out. When women cheat, it's y'all make a connection. Like y'all gotta see yourselves, see a future with the motherfucker. And I'm just sitting here like, I thought this shit was bad. What the fuck is this?
But,
you know, I'm like,
what if we're just moving back to the 60s and 70s? Because back then
that's what it was looking like.
That was before AIDS.
That was now we got 2 time periods: pre-AIDS sex and post OnlyFans. And they're looking like they're lining up.
We don't even have abortion no more. Like y'all can't
that boy said
they're wilding, bro. Don't even got enough formula to feed the babies, man.
Oh my gosh. But nah, that shit's funny. But I think it's interesting because like I'm a firm believer in being single because like I can't deal, but I just can't deal. I think bitches are bad for my health. But it's just the bitches I go for. But motherfucking I just look at it like if you have a girl that's cool with that, that's cool. But motherfucking, I can't explain. There's no way that I can sit down and explain to some girl that's like super like, hey, that's my nigga. That's a girl that's sitting there claiming me as my nigga, and she's over here because girls don't only just claim you; they also claim your dick. It's crazy. They'll be like, yeah, that's mine also. I'll be like, I've been kind of using this thing for like 23 years. I thought it was mine, but all right. Guess it belongs to you now. I didn't know there was a deed and contract written up. But
did you get me drunk and made me sign something? Was this part of the terms and conditions I ain't read?
Like they claim everything. They claim the whole thing. But like I be looking like you kind of got to do that. So how do y'all weigh in on that shit? Like us faithful black men, and Paul faithful ass. How do you guys feel about this shit?
Oh, I mean, as long as she's not out here screaming it, we straight. But I let her say it. It's whatever. But if you out here saying that shit, we gonna have to talk in this corner real quick.
So I think that's the worst though. Like if
I'm about to say no. I'm because it's embarrassing. That's what it is. You know
if you feel like you the main, and then all of a sudden you come find out like she's out in the streets talking about some whole other dude for like the last 6 months. Like you're not here. Like who are you?
Yeah.
No one even knew I was a thing all of a sudden. Like like some people really do get, but vice versa. Some people do be getting those fucked up situations, bro. And that shit be like, damn. But hey, I do believe that there are always tall tales, like red signs that people will see or whatever, and just like choose not to see it. Like shit like that. Like you usually you tell people like people are not master criminals. They're not getting away with this shit. They're not fucking tracks for real.
Nah, I think the funniest cheating story I ever heard, my dog's cousin, right? Because these niggas are different breed of niggas, right? I stopped keeping track of my body count like at 3. But these motherfuckers used to these motherfuckers have their exact numbers in their head, and they be talking like these funny niggas. I want to say one nigga said this shit was 40 something, next nigga was 80. And then
that's some OG shit because I know some people that have a book
I couldn't do it.
Lovers and shit.
I couldn't do it. You just remember if it was good enough to remember, you'll remember it. But motherfucking this nigga said that he was literally fucking some girl that he had met probably 40 minutes before, and motherfucking girl comes in this bitch, right? And he sit there and he said, I could have stopped, but I just locked the door. I was like, I'll be straight. She's not gonna come in the bathroom. Bitch is getting ran, moaning all over the place. So now the girl sitting there looking like, who the fuck is fucking in my house right now? So now she's checking all the rooms, like, who the fuck is fucking? And then she goes and she sees his shoes in the motherfucking room, and she goes, because they have a house full of 8 different niggas, so there's always fucking going on. So motherfucking, she who the fuck is fucking right next to my bathroom and shit? Y'all ain't got no respect. Thinking that is that she probably just turned nigga. They say this bitch turns into the Hulk once she figures out this nigga, kicks the door down. And when I say kicks the door down, it doesn't open, slam open. That bitch timbers down.
She kicked the door down.
She sees this nigga mid-stroke. They say she hit, because he was showing me his face in the pictures. They say she hits this nigga with a super button punch, and this nigga goes boom. And I swear this shit looked like something out of One Punch Man anime. They say this nigga went flying. This nigga hit the fucking bathroom. Boom. All this shit broken. And then she gets a fucking this bitch. So this nigga's damn near blacked out in a coma. This motherfucker, now she gets fucking a bitch up. And she goes MMA. They say this bitch is boom, boom, boom.
Ground and pound. Ground and pound.
Boom, boom. You want to fuck my nigga in my bathroom? Oh, hell no. Boom, boom. And then they get She-Hulk off, right? But she's over here ripping niggas up, scratching niggas. And they're showing me the pictures and all this shit. Scratching niggas up and shit. And then so the girl hightails it out, butt ass naked, dips out. And they said they low-key had to pick her up. So they don't even know where the fuck she went. Where the fuck she went to, butt ass naked in the streets. And then they had to go pick my dog up and they had to go rush her to the ER. And I was like, see, dog. And they're still together to this day.
But that's why I would say cheating's not good for your health, because the way you started that, the moments where she's figuring out whose shoes it is, that's a buildup of some those cheating murder movies, fucking someone gets killed. That's the start of a story of how someone gets
can't mess with people's hearts, man.
Right, if they didn't show me the pictures of the aftermath of that shit, motherfucker, I would not believe, because the bathroom was still wrecked. The door was still because the way this story, I was like, why is the door on the floor?
It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it because that shit could get dirty.
But nah, man, that's funny. But that's my story for the week. Try slick, man.
I got a crazy topic here before we head out. I don't know. I'm hoping y'all seen this clip. I saw it on Pat McAfee's show, so that's why I'm hoping Kev probably seen it. And it's they had this NASA at the International Space Station. Where they have the cameras looking at Earth, and you can see just the roundness of Earth. All of there's some stars in the back, whatever. And all of a sudden, they always usually have the footage, 5-hour footage is posted. Bam, boom. Now you go. But there was a clip where a little like white little circle object comes from like the distance, and like there's nothing moving at all. It's space, like it's the void. So then there's a little white dot goes slowly, and then all of a sudden it goes like into it, like down into Earth, like kind of hovers over this area for 35 seconds, and then like this all of a sudden it takes out. And like it was just like, what the fuck was that? That's not like, because the way it moved, like it stops over something for 30 seconds, and then all of a sudden like it slowly came in, and then it was like took off like when it left. So then it was just like the caption was like, NASA forgot to delete this part of the footage or something. Like, oops,
whoops.
Niggas know to say who's taking notes on us.
Niggas know the aliens is out there. Who I just want to know
absolutely
who's gonna be the first person they talk to. Like, I feel like it might be LeBron James. Like, I feel like they're not gonna talk to the president. And then I feel like they're not gonna feel like Joe Biden gets respect like that. They might go into like some public figure and be like, "Hi."
I heard you are this world's champion.
You are the one they called the king.
The king,
right?
The king. But nah, man, that is. But on some sports shit, man. You know what I've been watching all weekend?
The highlights.
UFC documentaries. And like,
interesting.
I was watching from the first, like the clips from the first UFC, and I'm just like, that's crazy. Because Paul always told me stories about like, yeah, man, there was no weight classes. But like, it's different.
Them boys in there fading.
Yeah, it's different when you see a sumo wrestler versus like a dude that's probably weighs like 160 pounds. And he literally drops that nigga with a knee and knocks his fucking tooth out. And you're like,
I still remember that was one because he was a downed opponent, but there was no rules because his knee was down. So then the kickboxer was just like, all right, and just kicked him in the face. This is like just cleaned him up like this. I was kicked in the face, and then it was just like, oh my god, like teeth out.
Nobody
underground fighting on camera.
And this is like in the 80s. Like nobody had seen somebody get kicked in the face like that before. Like
they had Jim Brown, I think, was commentating the first UFC, and I can't remember, this old white dude who's like the most hated UFC commentator ever, because like he had one time like a fight had started after like some shit, like it was like UFC 25, 30, whatever, and he was a guest commentator again, and he was just like, yeah, and like a post fight with the fans happened. It was a brawl, it was bad, and the guy's like, yeah, sometimes this happens in MMA. And it does like, and then they use that clip for like a whole bunch of things, and they're just like, this happens in MMA. Like your own commentator says this. Like this is not a safe sport, and people are like, you dumb motherfucker. This never happens in the MMA. Like this is a brawl. This is a what? That's like saying the Malice in the Palace is like a common 5-year thing in basketball.
Nah, that shit's crazy, man. And just to see how far this shit's come, like there was a point in time where like the Brazilian jiu-jitsu, like you literally came in there weighing 170 pounds and wrecked everybody, Charles. Like imagine me, like a little bit taller, me coming in there and I'm fucking up kickboxers, real boxers, motherfucking street fighters, like whoever, because motherfucker they don't know what they're doing.
All that.
They don't. I'm just barely getting ready to put you in a submission and it's over.
If I remember right, because the UFC one, it's on YouTube, you can watch it for free anytime. But one of the boxer had no glove on one hand, I think, and a glove on the other, just so he could grapple, just in case. He gotta still punch off.
Them boys is out there playing Tekken.
They was really figuring that shit out, bro. They didn't know what martial art was the best, and they didn't know like they didn't know all of a sudden someone could go to sleep if you put them in like an arm. Like that was what the fuck you talking about? Arm triangle, guillotine.
That shit is raw.
The guillotine.
That shit is so raw when you think about the original concept. It's like, yo, bro, we want to see who has the best martial art, because like that was the biggest. That was a question. Like, the best boxer,
Tekken.
Karate dude beat a motherfucking taekwondo nigga. Like, what the fuck? They talk about these. They do this in Japanese and underground and all that good stuff, but that's all rumor because like none of us have connections with the Yakuza like that.
The Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like that, they brought that shit to life. Imagine just being like, and they got like 100,000 buys the first time. Mike Tyson watched the first one and was like, I'm hooked immediately.
It was good.
And then
injecting in my veins.
Facts. And then Dana White turning that something like that into a $4.5 billion business is like fucking insane.
Dana, where he's up there with the Vince McMahon's with the way he's, because we've seen it in our lifetime go from we didn't watch the growth of wrestling, but like we've seen like the height, like UFC's only getting bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, I remember when the UFC started and I didn't give a fuck about it type shit. So like for the point where it is now, it's crazy.
And I didn't even know Joe Rogan's been there longer than Dana.
That boy was like commentator for like a boy had hair in his first commentating thing.
Before Fear Factor, he was doing UFC.
He was really young.
I'm about to say.
All right, well, we're about to head out. It's getting that time. So I got a question for y'all guys as we head out. If you could only compete with yourself, are you coming in first or last?
Oh, I gotta beat my ass. My ass will eat my dust.
That's the mentality you gotta have.
If you ain't first, you're last. Right, Charles?
Mm-hmm. Ain't first, last. Shit. I'm about to attack all my weaknesses.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He said, Charles, bro, come on now. I know you got that weak ass beat, bro. Come on now. Ow.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
I'm about to say,
Why you trying?
I'm worst enemy.
I know all your moves.
Yeah. No, bro. I know you're gonna lead with your left. Don't do that.
I know what you're doing.
Don't do that.
I know you stiff. And that's funny. What about you, Paul? That was actually a wrong question.
Shit. Iron sharpens iron. I might be sometimes I come in first and sometimes I come in last.
There you go.
That boy might get me on my bad days.
I'm about to say it's a 50-50.
Sometimes you gotta beat yourself. But motherfucking, I'm upset this nigga Jerry not here. I had a great Attack on Titan question, but I'll save it for next week. So OnlyFans ran Attack on Titan questions coming on Monday near you.
His specialties. But I was saying, you want to wrap it up, or you want me to?
Let's get it, man. But hey, man, this has been the Totally Blitz podcast. You feel me, man? This has been a motherfucking Monday. The best way to start your week, you motherfucker. So we gonna slide because we gotta get into some shit. I'm gonna keep turning my hat till this bitch gets straight. But motherfucking, it's your boy Lil KK, aka the Don PYE, aka the motherfucker on this screen right now. I'm in this bitch with Paul Pickett winning concert, and you know that boy slick coming through. And we gonna get him out the motherfucking airport. Just wait on it, man. But in the meantime, I'm gonna remind you because I swear you be forgetting that you's a bitch.
Problem with being problematic. Get the light.